Hey everybody, I'm ZeldaMaster and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Here we are in Zora's domain, and as you can tell, I am playing as Prince Sidon. Just kidding, but I kind of look like him, right? I mean, with the Zora Armor being red and all, it does sure resemble Sidon and Mipha, if you ask me. Even though the shade isn't the exact same. I mean, it's close enough and I'll take it. But anyways, in this episode, we're gonna... No, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, birdies, but I got some nuts. Oh yeah, I got some nuts. Okay, anyways, in this video, we're going to be doing the remaining side quests within the game, and the 6 out of the, remaining side quests we have, 5 of them are in Zora's domain. So yes, I decided to dye my Zora Armor to the nice red that resembles Sidon and Mipha, and now I'm ready to take on these remaining side quests. And well, one of them happens to be with speaking to this little kid. So let's go ahead and speak. So what is it? Oh, hey, mister. You've got a weird face. Wow, gee, thanks. I mean, I'm wearing Zora Armor and you're still saying that? It looks somewhat like you, but you know what? You got a weird face. I'm a Hylian. You shouldn't make fun of me. Hylian? Never met one of those before. Okay, I guess it makes sense. He has never met a Hylian. But anyways, if you're a Hylian, that means you came from really far away, right? You didn't happen to see my mom May on the way here, did you? No, we did not. And what's funny is, yeah, ever since the monsters went crazy, Mom hasn't come home. You may think that's the side quest we're out for, to look for Tumbo's mom, but we're not actually going to be doing that. So I'm catching frogs and selling them. Yeah, that's what he really cares about. Frogging, huh? Yep. So Mom hasn't come back yet, and he's looking for some hot-footed frogs, so we're going to have to find some for him, and we're going to need 5 exactly. So it's one of those fetch quests, something not too fun, but knowing me, I have a feeling we used a lot of our hot-footed frogs. I know we definitely obtained more than 5, but I probably used most of them. So let's go ahead and quickly check our inventory and see. And yes, we only have 3, so we need 2 more to go. And they're not that hard to find. I can easily drop one, take a photo, and then look for them. But we're probably just going to try to pick them up as we go along. Don't worry, I will come back to the domain so I can collect my reward once I get the other 2 frogs. But anyways, on to, collect, I guess, another quest to get ready to take on before we leave the domain, and that is actually located over here. There is a Zora Warrior, similar to like one of the Reader Warriors. At least this quest reminds me a lot of one. And hey, okay, Hylian, yes, Ruta has been appeased, all of that good stuff. And well, there is a Hinox in the Ralis Pond, which I believe Rails Pond, and I have a feeling the Ralis, I actually thought it did say Rails, but I have a feeling that's obviously in reference to, the Prince of Zora and Twilight Princess. Actually, every single river, pond, lake, all of that are in references to, like, previous Zoras from previous Zelda games. It's pretty awesome. I guess if we do come across one, I'll be sure to reference what game it's from and whatnot. And we're going to be walking around all of Lanayru's province in this video, so get ready. And the reason why is because, yes, all of these side quests require kind of heading around the domain itself, which I like, and that's why I saved these for last, because these are like the best side quests within the game, outside of Terrytown, that is. I love Terrytown. It's the best of the best. But anyways, because yeah, that involves every Zelda race. But yes, so this guy here, as you can tell, he's looking at one of these monuments, a stone monument that, King Dorephan supposedly wrote. It was torn into pieces now, and there are 10 of them that are in awful condition throughout Zora's domain. Our goal here is to, yes, locate all of them, read them, and then tell him what's on it. So, okay, I'll do it. Shouldn't be too hard for us. So, yes, the Zora Stone Monuments. We're going to have to be looking for them, and I'm excited to show off where they are, and I'll be sure to actually show off their location in exact order, because there's a story going along with it, and it goes, I believe, from like 1 to 7, and then it has 2 extra stories on top of it, and then a final story to wrap it all up. It's really nice. You'll learn a lot about the Zoras, the story of even Link, at least how the Zoras see Link and all of that within Hyrule. So yeah, we're definitely going to be looking for all of the monuments. But okay, one more side quest I want to pick up while we're here, and that will be like the 4th side quest to kind of just have under our belt while we are here in the domain, and then we'll leave, do all of the side quests, come back, collect all the rewards. You may be wondering what the 5th one is, because I did say that there are 5 in Zora's domain. The 5th one actually will be located a little bit further away from Zora's domain, but you're going to have to come back to the domain to claim your prize. So it's technically in the domain, it's just not triggered in the domain, like the quest itself. But here is Frank, and yes, Root has calmed down. Frank's actually, I believe, Tumbo's dad. Tumbo was speaking about his mom going missing, and well, Frank, as you can see, my wife May hasn't returned yet. Yes, just like, Tumbo told us, we're going to go ahead and now look for her, because, yeah, he's actually much more concerned than his son. His son could care less for his mom. His son just cares about some freaking hot hooded frogs. I keep saying footed frogs. Jeez. Okay, anyways, now let's go ahead and check our adventure log, and look at that. We got plenty of quests to go ahead and take care of. So let's start off with the giant in the Ralis Pond, because that one is pretty easy. It's literally just going to be a Hinox we need to take care of, and then I'll start looking for the stone monuments as we start to make our way to hopefully Lake Hylia, where we're going to find, the wife of Frank, I believe was his name. And actually here we can pick up the whole set of the Zora, I believe the silver shield and sword is the name of it. Yeah, silver and silver. These are like, or Zora sword. Okay, the sword is just called Zora sword, but this here is called a silver shield. Let's go ahead and take a photo of it as well. And you know what? I kind of want to just have them on. Like, there's really no reason for it, but just to kind of fit the scenario of all of this, we're going to go ahead and do just that. So let me go ahead and... I was going to go ahead and drop the stronger Lionel shield, but I don't really care. Like, I don't really need any of my Lionel shields, honestly. And hey, look, my bomb. Let's go ahead and... I guess detonate that. I don't know why that was still there. But yes, now that I have these really weak weapons, we can just put them on and I guess use them for what they are to kind of fit the Zora set here, just for fun. I mean, I usually like doing this in my personal file, but when recording, I personally prefer using the Hylian shield and Master Sword, and then I guess whatever bow is decent. For now, it's been the Great Eagle bow, which was owned by Rivali. But yes, my goal here is actually to hopefully take care of every single side quest within Zora's domain without having to teleport. Yeah, that's asking for not really much, but it is going to take a little bit of travel, but we're going to do it, and this is going to be really fun. I'd say, like, yeah, the area I was most excited to explore was Lil Nehru province, and we're going to be doing a lot more exploring after this, because we do have obviously the quest that's at hand after this, which is going to be the Korok Seeds. But I don't know, obviously I prefer doing side quests much more, because there's much more out of doing it instead of just looking for rocks to pick up and trying to find a Korok underneath or any type of secret. There's a lot of different secrets to find the Koroks, but I just realized I'm not showing you guys where I need to go. I do know where I need to go, and obviously it tells you, yeah, to the pond itself, so you just need to go ahead and follow it. So let's go ahead and do just that, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and find a Hinox, and I wonder if I should try to kill it with these weapons. You know what we should? We do have Urbosa's Fury, so it will give us an advantage, and we have, Daruk's protection is ready to roll, so let's not forget that. As long as Daruk is up, that's all that really matters, am I right, guys? Alright, let's go ahead and get at it with this, silver shield and Zora sword. Alright, Daruk's protection, ready to roll! Bam! Oh yeah, okay, still knock Link back. And obviously if Link rolls for a bit, he will take damage, because I guess it's like damage from, rolling on the floor or whatever it may be. I don't know. But again, I'm going to go ahead and use Daruk's protection. I actually want to, like, go through it completely, because why not? And now what we need to do is make sure we don't get hit this time around, because he can easily kill us. I don't even want to use, like, a sword or my bow. I want to see if I can kill him like this and then end off with an Urbosa's Fury. I'm just doing some random crap, and obviously my armor isn't amazing either. But alright, so here we go. You ready? And bam! I didn't really do that much damage. I thought that would have probably killed him, but it's okay. Let's just finish him off like this. Or not, because it seems like this is going to break on him. That's pretty sad. But as you can see, if I use my Guardian Sword, 1, 2, you're down. So obviously I could kill this guy within seconds. I just thought, you know, it'd be fun to try to go easy on him. Use different weapons, but there we go. As you can see in our objective, our map objective thing has been updated, and that is, yeah, it's telling us to head back and inform the Zora Warrior that we have done his task, which is cool and all, but like I said, I don't want to do that yet because we're going to go ahead and make sure we complete every single side quest we have marked and just do them all. So the next one on our adventure list is frog catching. I don't really know why I pinpointed that one because we just need to find frogs, and usually the hot-footed frogs are usually spotted when it's raining. You'll find them like jumping around a lot. I do believe the game even tells you that. Apparently they're easy to find on rainy days. Okay. Yeah, the game literally tells you that. I don't know why. I usually mention it like yeah, I'm giving you guys the tip, but in reality the game tells me. I don't know, because I remember it from beforehand, I guess. But anyways, yes, let's go ahead, and now since we're here, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump off, and we're gonna start to look for these stone monuments. Yes, there are a total of 10, not including, keep in mind, not including the one in Zora's domain. The one in Zora's domain isn't actually a monument we can make our way to. So yes, pretty much the first one I want to make my way to is the one that is literally marked as the very first monument, and that one can actually be located. Let's go ahead and actually jump down right over here. So I'm thinking of probably opening up my map so you guys know exactly where all of the monuments are. So let's go ahead and read this. I do believe we read this one though. History of the Zora Part 1. The Eternal Zora's Domain as told by King Dorephan. Okay, so the rains have blessed Linear. Yeah, we read this one. Which was about, you know, Zora's Domain being rich with ore, blah blah blah, and then the Zora's inhabiting it. And now this is the Zora's Pride, and it started 10,000 years ago. So that's number one. I guess we can go ahead and kind of stamp it. So I'm thinking maybe I should stamp the location of every single one, but the thing is I don't literally know exactly where they are, so I'm gonna kind of put a stamp and estimate where they are, like a ballpark almost, you know, just drop the stamp and hope that this is as close as I can. So I know there's one like underneath this giant rock. It's not above this, it's underneath it, so I'm just gonna put one here, hoping hoping that, you know, you guys know. So here are the first three. Let's locate them. So we read one, we put a stamp there. Let's go read the other one. And as I read them, we will put stamps so that way I don't get confused and accidentally run back to one I didn't already read. And yeah, the whole objective to this is to read every single one. So now our goal is to pretty much run to the other side of this, jump down, and voila, there is another one. So let's go ahead and check it out. So yes, History of the Zora Part 2. A Reservoir of Hope, as told by King Dorephan. So, once every 10 years, the Lanayru region experiences unusual heavy rain. The Zora River flooded every time. The tides damage not only our domain, but our people, washing away poor souls and causing great suffering and disarray. The Zora king of the time, after seeking aid from the king of Hyrule, rode to see what could be done. By joining the architectural genius of the Zora and Hyrule's technological prowess, East Reservoir Lake was swiftly built. Thanks to this fruitful partnership, Hyrule was no longer plagued by these evil, devastating floods. In gratitude, the Zora King promised the King of Hyrule to manage the reservoir level to protect all of Hyrule from floods. Each Zora King since has kept that oath, spanning 10,000 years. That is why the reservoir signifies our bond with Hyrule. Huh, that's interesting to know. Obviously, we've been told of this by the King of Hyrule on how the reservoir is not safe if it were to flood, and it would have probably, have come to that if, it kept raining, as, the divine beast, Ruta, did not want to stop. But alright, so there marks 2 of the 10, so now it's time to move on to the next one, and I did mark it on my map. I do believe that is the third one, and like I said, I do want to read them in order, that way I can kind of keep it in context, make it easier for those following along. Plus I do feel like they all kind of link to each other if you do follow the path. It's not like a set path, as you can see, but I mean, I am kind of heading to each one pretty well without really having to like backtrack or teleport or do anything too insane. But yes, the next one is located right over there. As you can see, we can see it underneath. It's not above the mountain, it's underneath as mentioned. It just looks like when I pinned it that it's above the mountain because the mountain is covering it on the map. But yes, we can easily swim within this lake and swim to it and all of that jazz, just because we do have the Zora Armor, which is going to be really nice. So I want to go ahead and actually put it to use. So as you can see, when I'm dashing into the water, so swimming really fast, it's not even consuming stamina. It's doing nothing. I feel like this is how the game should have been originally with swimming. But then again, it makes the Zora Armor useful. If that's how you normally swim, the armor would be useless outside of swimming up waterfalls. So I guess I don't blame Nintendo. But anyways, the next one is the History of the Zora Part 3, Miracle of the White Scale, as told by King Dorephan. So our scholars say that in the distant past, Zora's domain had a king with no special talent for the art of war. What he lacked is skill with a blade. He made up for the love for his people, and especially love for his queen. One day, news reached the king of a horde of monsters gathering into the Zodban Highlands. The king steeled himself for war to protect his people, but the queen knew how ill-suited for the task he was. Worried for his life, she wove one of her own scales into his armor, hoping that her love would protect him in battle. It seemed for a time that the tide of the battle favored the Zora, and that all would make it safely home. But the cunning Lizalfos general saw an opening and seized it, driving the king's forces into a corner. Just when the general's sword was ready to crash down upon the king, a miracle took place. An errant sunbeam reflected from the scale on his armor blinded the Lizalfos, stopping the death blow from falling. This was the chance the king needed to rally his forces and turn the tide, taking down the general and securing victory. This came to be known as the Miracle of the White Scale, a scale that only female Zora possesses. It was this miracle that began a tradition of the Zora princes crafting armor for their future husbands. And that explains why Mipha created this armor for Link. Obviously, she was into Link, she wanted to, marry Link and all of that. Sadly, she was killed off, but I don't believe, even if she lived, that Link would have ended up with her. Just because I do feel like the game heavily implies Zelda's into Link, and, I can only assume Link would also be into Zelda, though in this game, it doesn't show it. Yeah, we can only assume. Like Skyward Sword, you could truly tell. If you played Skyward Sword, you would know that Link definitely had feelings for Zelda. In this game, Link is just kind of there, really silent. I don't mind it, but yeah, you're not really able to truly tell with Link in this game. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So yes, that was interesting and all, but it is time to start looking for another one. So I do believe the next one is going to be located just over here. Not going to be too hard to find. And I guess we'll put on the fifth one as well so we can head straight there. I do want to say it's behind this, like near where the Divine Beast Ruta is facing towards Hyrule, is where you're going to want to jump down and search. But like I said, I am not going to teleport. I'm not going to do any of that. We're going to show off how to get every single one from heading from location to location. So that's the plan. So let's go ahead and make our way to the next one. And as you can see, Star isn't too far away. We just have to kind of make our way over here. And yeah, I'll be honest, when doing this quest for the first time, I had a lot of fun. And actually, here is a hot hooded frog. Hooded, oh my god, how many times do I say that? Hot-footed frog. It's like I just want to, yeah, have both of them with H. I guess I should say the fat-footed frog. Hey, look, a Korok Seed, actually. That's kind of random. Didn't expect to, be able to get it this easily. But let's go ahead and quickly grab it. So, yeah, you just grab this rock and, kabam. So, yeah, normally I ignore these, and it's only because, like, I'm trying to get the task done at hand. But if the Korok Seed is this easy to get, we gotta get it. Alright, anyways, yes, like I was saying, to the next location. And even though throughout this Let's Play I've been trying to choose the most convenient paths for you guys to follow, I don't care. This time I'm just gonna go ahead and use Revala's Gill, have fun. Why the heck not? Let's see if our stamina will have us reach the very top of this. Can we make it? Yes, we can. Okay, we're good. But yes, we do want to make our way up here because, like I said, there is, yes, another one. And actually, there's also, okay, so where the fourth one is, there's a bunch of hot-footed frogs as well. So I highly suggest grabbing them. I only needed one of them, so I don't really care that the rest despawned. We have exactly enough for Tumbo when we see him. But anyways, on to the history of the Zora, part 4. So this is a light skill trident, as told obviously by King Dorephan. So the queen and I were blessed with a daughter as lovely as a jewel. We named our princess Mipha. Yes, so this is now going to be the story of Mipha. I'm pretty excited to get into this one. So to celebrate her birth, the smithy Dento presented Mipha with a gift, a mighty spear called the light skill trident. Mipha grew into a bright girl and soon reached the age of receiving lessons from the royal family's order of knights. The whole of the royal family adored her, especially Sergeant Segan, who loved her as much as she were his own kin. Under Segan's instructions, Mipha honed her skills, and her radiance grew along with her skill with the light skill trident. As a champion, Mipha made her people proud. However, once the great calamity struck, she was never to return. All of Zora's domain fell into misery. The merest thought of the princess was enough to overcome anyone with tears. As a way of offering her soul repose, they tried to send the light skill trident drifting down the Zora River. But when they did, the trident began to glow, and Mipha's voice rang loud and clear for all the Zora to hear. The light skill trident and I are one. Abandon your grief and know joy once again. Do not cry, just remember. And so, keeping to her request, on the day of the great calamity, the day that Mipha passed from this world, the Zora venerate the light skill trident and remember their brave princess. Such is the origin of the Champion Festival. And there we go, now we know about the Champion Festival, and also a blood moon is happening. How odd is that? But, yeah, I'll probably skip through it once it does come upon us, which should be 20 minutes in game time. But anyways, yes, that was a really interesting story of how the people of the Zora tribe, looked up to Mipha. They all loved Mipha, and it was sad when she did go away. Obviously, her death definitely was one of the more sad ones out of all of the champions. But anyways, a blood moon. And there's no point to show that, as mentioned, it's kind of weird to see blood moons after we defeated Calamity Ganon. Granted, he's still there in the game, but in our eyes, he's defeated, so yeah, he's defeated. I don't need to be reminded that Calamity Ganon is still roaming or summoning his evil enemies with the power of the blood moon, but it's more, hot-footed frogs jumping around, really easy to find in the Lanayru province, so that alone, it should be really easy to do if you're looking to do that quest, if for some reason you don't have all of them. But, okay, luckily the rain isn't hitting this part, since I do believe cliffs are covering it, which is awesome, and my goal here is to kind of make my way around to where the next of Zora monuments are, and yeah, the one that we're looking for happens to be right over here. You can see it should be the 5th one if we go ahead and examine it, and yes, it is. So, History of the Zora, Part 5, The Sage Princess Ruto, as told by King Dorephan. Oh, this one sounds pretty interesting. Alright, so, long, long ago, in a past more distant than even the Great Calamity, or the creations of the Divine Beast Vaurita. Alright, so, obviously we know of this. So, there's a lot of people, I feel like, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching already are with me 100%, but just for those who are still wondering and do really think that some of the Zelda timeline may have happened in the 10,000 year span, it's impossible because, as we know, this is long before the Divine Beasts were even created, which happened 10,000 years ago. And that's when Ocarina of Time happened in every other Zelda game, because if any game were to happen in this 10,000 year lifespan, it could not involve the Divine Beast. It would have to have the Divine Beasts in them, and no Zelda game has had them in them. So, clearly, so far Nintendo has opened up a 10,000 year gap between either Four Swords Adventures or Twilight Princess, if it is 100% in the child timeline, and no other game has happened in between until now. So what I'm thinking is the game after Breath of the Wild might be maybe 5,000 years prior to 3,000 years prior to this game, even 1,000 years prior to this game would still be cool to play and see how Hyrule was before everything became ancient. Because this Hyrule was created 10,000 years ago. All of Breath of the Wild's lore was really 10,000 years ago, though every other Zelda game dates before this 10,000 years. Just clarifying, because I know some people are usually confused about that. For those who know about it, sorry for wasting your time, but anyways, let's get on with this. So anyways, there was a Zora princess named Ruto. Yes, from Ocarina of Time, of course, but we know that she was an attendant to the Zora patron deity, and that she was a fair and lively girl, beloved to all. Around the same time, an evil man with designs on ruling the world appeared, bringing disaster upon Zora's domain. It is said that Ruto then awoken as a sage, facing this foe alongside the Princess of Hyrule and the hero of legend. Her achievements, as remembered not only by the Zora, wait a second. I just realized something. Now reading this also kind of breaks the timeline, but let me just keep going. So they are also forever, etched into the history of Hyrule. The divine beast Varuta, built ages later to face off against Calamity Ganon, was named in honor of Ruto. That the Zora princess, my sweet daughter Mipha, was chosen to pilot Ruta is surely the work of fate. Okay, so yeah, obviously words of King Dorephan, but okay, as I was saying with this not really fitting in the timeline, if you do know how this game is most likely in the child timeline, the only reason why I do say that is because it references Twilight Princess as well as Ocarina of Time and Skyward Sword with the cutscene of, Zelda speaking about how, the hero went through, Sky, Time, and Twilight. She worded it obviously differently. If you watch the memory, you guys will know exactly what she said. But my point is that none of that really happened in the child timeline. It was just known about. The Hero of Time existed as a child who knew everything that happened because Zelda sent him back in the past to prevent anything to happen, leading to Ganondorf's execution. So when you really think about it, this game, it is definitely pretty confusing. And when you really think about it timeline-wise, I could totally see this game being along with, and here, let me quickly pinpoint where the next one we're going to be going to. I believe, wait, was this the fifth one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so the sixth one I'm pretty sure is over here near the Ruto mountain / the Rutala Dam, which I'm sure is in reference to Rutella, which was the Princess of Zora's from Twilight Princess. But yes, our goal is to make our way around and try to reach that. But anyways, back to what I was saying, because I'm sure a lot of you guys may be wondering where I'm going with this whole timeline thing, and that is, okay, so yes, for those who do know the Zelda timeline, and from what we've confirmed, at least I want to say, not just myself, but tons of Zelda fans are saying that this game has to be in the child timeline, because in the child timeline, after Ocarina of Time, when it has a split, there's, what's it called? The child timeline, which is going to be Majora's Mask when Link goes back in time. Then there's the adult timeline where Hyrule is flooded because Link is sent back in time, so it continues Ocarina of Time's actual timeline where Hyrule gets flooded because the Hero of Time is no longer there. And yes, I kind of swam in a really weird position, so I'm going to try to quickly swim back to shore. But since the current is pushing against me, we might not make it. But you know what? We might actually with our Zora Armor. This is cool. Let's test it out. Let's see if even the most sticky situation we'll be able to overcome. But back to what I was saying, yes. So, and yeah, I should have honestly took a different pathway. This is really stupid, me trying to get around from this way, because as you can see, we got the reservoir and everything, and it's gonna be hard to actually head up there. So I was hoping Rivali's Gale would be up, and I know I did say I wasn't going to use any teleportation methods, but we might have to, since I did put myself in a sticky situation, and also we're getting chased by these guys. So you know what? Let's go ahead and yeah, my goal was to kind of walk around like this when the mountains were too steep. I should have just took the normal pathway until I made my way over here but it's fine. We'll easily make our way atop the Divine Beast Ruta and then glide there. That will be actually way faster to do. So let's go. Alright, so yeah, way better way to reposition ourselves, I guess you could say. I'm going to jump off though, so I can start back to where I originally was. So we're going to pretend that I'm now progressing from the 5th monument like I was, because, you know, I just want to show off the normal pathway without teleporting. I said I wasn't going to teleport, and we're going to consider what I just did not teleporting because, you know, I just repositioned myself. I made my way back instead of actually walking all the way back or swimming or whatever it may be, because I picked a really bad path. Wasn't paying attention, was too busy on what I was saying. Anyways, back to what I was saying as we make our way to the Rutella, you know, dam right here, pretty much where the reservoir is. We're gonna make our way to the dam, and right by it we'll find the next monument. But as I do go along, and to continue what I was saying, to stop cutting myself off, and don't leave it if you guys confused with this, but yeah, so like I mentioned, you know, child timeline having Majora's Mask, right after Ocarina of Time, that splitting, and then it being the actual Ocarina of Time timeline being the adult timeline with Link, you know, not existing, him being, you know, teleported to the child timeline. So that made the adult timeline when Hyrule was flooded, and then Nintendo made a timeline where apparently Link lost, which is really weird because, yeah, why did the hero lose? But my whole point is, and the only reason why I mention all of this is because what makes sense most logically is then that this game would be in the child timeline, because there are 3 splits. Even though this game does reference every game, it references Twilight Princess more than any of the other games within the other 2 timeline splits. So it makes sense for it to be in the 3rd timeline, or in, I guess, the child timeline. But Ocarina of Time's events weren't really remembered by everyone. It was only remembered, I believe, by a select amount of people, unless the tales were told to everyone. But then again, Zora's domain wouldn't have been affected, nor would have like, I don't know, like Zelda's timeline is really confusing, because when you do think about it, if the child timeline was supposed to prevent Ganon from ever doing anything, and this isn't the child timeline, how has it happened, you know? So this game has to like somewhat reference every single Zelda game slightly. I can still see it being in the child timeline, it just doesn't explain everything in my opinion, because yeah, it wouldn't really, because Ganon's schemes should have never happened in Ocarina of Time. Yeah, sure, his legend could have still been told by like Zelda and I guess Link himself, you know, like in a different timeline I saved you guys or something, but you know, the domain itself was never destructed. So yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense. I'm not really complaining, I just thought I'd kind of raise that question. Let me know what you guys think of this whole controversy in the timeline with this game in particular. Is it like a unified timeline of all the games or what? I could totally see it being that, or just in the child timeline where Nintendo can kind of add something to explain certain things. But anyways, let's go ahead and read, I believe, the 6th monument. So, History of the Zora Part 6, Divine Beast Varuta, as told by King Dorephan. So, when the Divine Beast Varuta was first discovered at Zora's domain, my daughter Mipha hurried to see it. Those present that day say they saw an unusual spark of excitement in Mipha's normally calm eyes as she beheld Ruta. The princess spoke of the divine beast as she was a friend and overjoyed when she was chosen to pilot Ruta. I thought nothing of it at the time, but given the events that followed, I now regret allowing this to happen. I have spent many long years consumed by guilt, but my dearest wish is that her soul will know peace. I pray for it every day. And luckily we were able to do just that, as I'm assuming they were pretty much haunted as their soul were captured by the, blights of Ganon in the Divine Beast. So, yeah, we definitely put her soul to rest, I guess you could say, from freeing it. But anyways, now on to the next one. And I do believe this is actually the final piece of, King Dorephan's words and all of that. So what we need to do now is go ahead and make our way. I want to say it's literally right before you make your way to the Great Zora Bridge, like right in front of Zora's domain, you'll find the final monument. So let's go ahead and read it. And obviously that's not all of them because, you know, as we were told, there are 10. And yeah, that leaves 3 left after this. But don't worry, they don't have anything to do with King Dorephan's words per se, though they're also, you know, kind of historical monuments that we're going to need to read. So let's go ahead and make our way to the 7th one, get that one done with, and then head on to the next. Overall, I think this is really cool because I love reading more lore about the Zora and just more lore about Zelda in general, though I am really excited to see what the official timeline for Breath of the Wild is and how Nintendo updates, I guess, Hyrule Historia as a whole. I am excited for like an upcoming Hyrule Historia. I think that would be really awesome if you ask me, but in terms of like speculation, yeah, my theory is that it's in the child timeline because it's the most obvious and the most referenced with Twilight Princess, and then obviously, you know, Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time can relate to any timeline, but yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and read the final one. So I do believe it's like under here, right? We'll be able to see it really easily. Also a lot of frogs as well. It's not only when it's raining, I guess just water in general. So there you go. If you need some more hot-footed frogs, go ahead and grab yourself one. But now it's time to read the final piece. So let's go ahead and check it out. And yeah. And as you can see, it's a little worn out, but we can still make words of what it actually says. So History of the Zora Part 7, the hero who defeated the Lionel, as told by King Dorephan once again. Okay, so I believe this is... there was a time when the people of the land were threatened by the... I actually don't know what that is. Beast Lionel, who lived on Ploymus Mountain. I can make that out at least. But one Hylian drove the beast back and restored peace to the domain. The Zora Helm was in this fight not north of the okay, this is not making sense. Clearly, I have something off, but I'm pretty sure it's trying to say near Toto Lake, and then it rests there to honor the deeds of the hero Link. There we go. Yeah, the time has taken its toll. No crap, I could not make up most of this, but what this refers to is the Zora Helm and how it's found in Toto Lake. Surprisingly, I didn't need this to find it. I just happened to find it with my magnesis when looking around, and it was a pretty cool find. But for those who, you know, happen to read this may have given you some pretty cool advice to get the Zora Helm itself, which is really cool how, yeah, the game does kind of hint you towards it. And I wish there were a lot more of these to find other type of, like, unique armor within the game. But anyways, there we go. That does that in terms of the 7 Zora monuments that holds the story. And yes, this story was of the Lionel in Ploymus Mountain. I mean, the Lionel still resides there. I don't know if it's the same one, the reincarnation, one that returned. Maybe the Lionel's really like Ploymus Mountain. Or maybe it ran off to Ploymus Mountain, where it now awaits. But my point is, yes, that was the story of Link probably 100 years ago when he did this, before he forgot all of his memory. Though, I mean, right now Link should know everything, if that is of the same Link. It could have been of the Link 10, no, it's not. It's not 10,000 years ago, because this is all King Dorephan's words, right? Yeah, everything that we're reading on the monuments are, you know, as told by King Dorephan, as it does say in every single one. But, okay, anyways, let's go ahead and now make our way to the next one, and actually completely forgot to mark it on my map, because I wasn't really paying attention. But the next one actually is, I believe... let me think. Is it actually back here? It might be back here, actually. I'm trying to think. There is one over here, but though I'm not entirely sure if this is the first one I want to read in terms of, like, not including the story. So maybe I shouldn't have been running back to Zora's Domain. Let's go ahead and backtrack and see. There are 2 north of Zora's Domain, though, so that's why I was heading there, but I'll head there after we get this one done with. So, yeah, I have a feeling this might be the 2-piece that the guy was telling us, or I believe he didn't really tell us exactly what the monuments are about, but yeah, 7 of them. is like the kind of history, and then 2 of them will be of something else, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and show off when I do make it to it. So, yes, I do believe it's going to be somewhat atop of this mountain. Not too high up, but, yeah, it was kind of on our way, and maybe we could have grabbed this one much earlier, but the thing is, as you guys know, yes, I'm trying to do this in order. You know, I want to read them all in order and kind of keep it so that way it doesn't seem like it's out of context or anything. So let's go ahead and quickly jump up like this, just to kind of position myself a little bit better as I try to make my way to where the next monument lies. And yes, it's going to be, I believe, literally just over here if we make our way up. Yes, it is. Okay. I was pretty sure, yeah, it was literally while scaling up this mountain. So you could scale atop it normally. I believe there's like another pathway or something, but it doesn't really matter. The whole point is just to find them, right? So, alright. So, yeah, this may be the history of the Zora, but this is the Addendum 1. King Dorephan stands his ground. So, this time it's not of King Dorephan himself. It's about him. Like, it's not him speaking it. It's more so about him. So, around 100 years after King Dorephan ascended to the throne, a stray guardian crossed upland Zorana into our domain. The guardian seemed unstoppable. Our best soldiers' spears barely left a scratch on its metal hull. It was then that our King Dorephan, without a thought for his own safety, came out to face the guardian himself. With supernatural strength, he lifted the guardian and hurled it into the ravine. The impact of the fall left the guardian into pieces, and it was never to trouble another Zora again. The citizens celebrated the king's valor. From then on, their trust and respect for him grew beyond compare. You can still see the scar he earned that day on his forehead, a token of his triumph. Yeah, that is really interesting how we can know a little bit of, you know, King Dorephan's heroic deeds and what he did when a guardian tried to threaten the domain. He did not let that happen. He just freaking chucked it away, which is freaking hilarious and freaking awesome. I love how they actually include that little bit of history in it. Now it's time to make our way back to Zora's domain to locate the next one. And let me also, I guess pin this on my map. So let me go ahead and open up my map. And yeah, so which one was that? I believe that was 8. So we read now King Dorephan's, you know, own story, not the one he was telling us. All the other 7 ones were his words. This one was his own story. And now it's time to read a story of Prince Sidon. Yes, Sidon actually has his own story as well. I do believe it's around, like above Macau Lake near Lulu Lake. Obviously, these lakes are in reference to the, you know, very awesome Zora, you know, guitarist and Zora vocalist from the band The Indagogos, which was from Majora's Mask. I love that concept as well. Honestly, the Zoras were my favorite race in all of Zelda until, you know, the Rito tribe came along. Now I kind of prefer the Rito a little bit more. I like both the Rito and the Zoras, I guess, just a lot. Not too much a fan of the Gorons. I really love the Gorons, and the Gorons, you know, without them, Zelda isn't complete. You know, I'm so used to the Gorons now. And, you know, with Ocarina of Time being my very first game I ever played, like Zora, Gorons, and Hylians, you know, those are the main races in Zelda that will always be in my books. But I don't know, I really like the Ritos for what they are, even though they only been added in, you know, from the Wind Waker and are now in this game. They haven't been in many Zelda games. I just think it's really cool to have like a Birdman race of sorts, but that's besides the point. Anyways, let's go ahead and, you know, I'm just going to pull out my Master Sword because I don't really see a point in using any other weapon. Why not, you know, use the Master Sword until it runs out of energy, and then we'll use something else. Because that's pretty much the best way to conserve your weapons, of course. I can't wait for the DLC, though, because, I mean, yeah, the DLC is going to have our Master Sword do 60 damage at all times, and have the amazing durability it normally has when it is powered up, which will be when we take on the Trial of the Sword. That's going to be hype, guys. All of the DLC, obviously, will be a part of this Let's Play. We're going to be doing everything. I mean, the hard mode won't really be part of the Let's Play per se, but I might do a separate Let's Play for it. We'll see. Overall, this game is so fun. I've been having so much fun playing this game. I love how it's portable on the Switch. I can play it anywhere I go. And, yeah, it just sucks that I've played all the content to it. Like, outside of this Let's Play, I've replayed the game already, you know, so it's just like, there's really not much else. I want new content to the game, but, I mean, with the amount of content in this game, I'm not complaining, I'll be honest. Alright, let's go ahead and swim up, and... oh yeah, I love freaking just swimming up waterfalls, it's awesome. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, playing Breath of the Wild, you know, it has me hyped for the DLC, what's to come, hopefully the next Zelda game. But, you know, to hold me off, at least until the DLC, since I played this game so much. Been trying to play a lot of other open world games, and I know you guys have heard me say this a lot, and that is, I love Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus actually is the game I started replaying again. I'm definitely going to play this on the channel one day because it's so huge and massive, but I started replaying that again, and yeah, it's really awesome, and I'll get into why it's been really awesome because it kind of reminds me of a Nintendo Switch in a sense. But let's just wait. Let's put that on hold because here we have arrived to another one of these Zora monuments. In this one, and yes, the reason why I have colored myself red, you know, dyed it in a very similar shade to Sidon as well, because Sidon is a hero himself as well. Not only did he locate us, the Zora, you know, the champion actually, the champion of champions, he also is a champion himself. He is a hero. Let's go ahead and read this and see what that means. So yes, History of the Zora, the pretty much the addendum 2. It's the Prince Sidon's Great Escape. Yes, Prince Sidon's Great Escape. So okay, there was once a giant Octorok in Haytano Bay, large as a mountain, which terrorized the village's fishers. Hearing of their disasters, Prince Sidon went forth to personally eliminate the offending Octorok. But this Octorok was a tricky beast. After the prince dodged one of the stones it spat, it inhaled, ate him whole. Whoa, okay. So, such had been the fate of many strong warriors who had went to slay the Octorok. Not one had come back alive. Wow, that is scary. Just as it seemed Prince Sidon would be counted along with them, the giant Octorok twisted in pain. The tip of the silver scale pierced the Octorok's stomach from within, revealing itself as the source of the beast's agony. Incredibly, Prince Sidon had fought his way out of by stabbing his spear over and over into the monster's stomach. Unable to bear the pain, the Octorok coughed up the prince and scrambled to escape. Ever since, the fishers of Haytano Bay have passed down this heroic tale, the prince who slew the fell Octorok. Yeah, how cool is that? The dude was getting eaten, and he just kept fighting his way out until the Octorok was like, all right, I had enough of you. I can't keep you in, and spits him out. So unlike the other warriors, Sidon was, you know, strong enough to escape. I think that's really cool, and yeah, it makes Sidon just seem way more badass. But anyways, that is the story of Sidon, his lore, you know, of why, I guess, the people of Haytano now respect him, which I think is awesome. And yes, that's pretty much both Sidon and his father, King Dorephan, have done some pretty cool things, outside of them obviously being the royalty of the Zoras, you know, the prince and the king. Same goes for Mipha, of course. Now, that only does 9 out of the 10 monuments we were told to read. So you may wonder, what's the last one? We read all 7 stories, we read the story of the king, of the prince, you know, doing their heroic deeds. Where is the last one? Well, the last one happens to be located, actually, I want to say it's not necessarily near Zora's domain per se, but it's somewhere up there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to just kind of, I guess, let's go ahead and drop it right here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and make our way around Toto Lake, where actually we did pick up the Zora Helm way back when we first made our way to Zora's domain, that is. So, I mean, yeah, we don't really have to worry about, like, looking in Toto Lake. But I'm saying, if you don't have the Zora Helm and you are wondering how to get it in Toto Lake, if you use your magnesis, you will find it under the water. But yes, my goal here is to quickly make my way to the final stone monument and check it out, so that way we can end this off. This was a really lengthy quest. It required us to walk a really long way around the Lanayru province, but I enjoyed it. Like, I really liked this side quest for what it's worth, and it had a lot of story to it, so it's fun to just overall read through it all. But yeah, let's go ahead and now end off, and whoa, seeing all of the, like, just the high parts of Hyrule, the mountaintops and everything, it's so freaking nice. But you know, that's aside the point. Let's just go ahead and end off this quest. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yes, let me just say this. I love the Nintendo Switch. It's so awesome that it's portable. Till this day, it's hard to believe that I can play Breath of the Wild on the go, because this game is hands down, yeah, the most fun of any game I've ever played. And since I have been trying to get back to open world games, Shadow of the Colossus isn't really open world, but its world is so huge, I just like running around in it with aggro, kind of like how I do with Epona in this game, and take it in. So yeah, I like specifically went out of my way to buy a PlayStation Vita so I can do remote play, which essentially lets you play PS3 and PS4 games on the PS Vita as long as it's like connected to Wi-Fi and everything. So it literally becomes like a gamepad, a portable gamepad of sorts, and it's really nice. I think it's really awesome, and it reminds me of the Switch in a sense. Also, as you can see, we have found it. Again, it wasn't actually on top of the rock, it was underneath it. I can't pinpoint it because the rock is covering it. So as you can see, there we go, we have arrived to the final one. But yeah, I don't know, just overall the Switch is really nice, so it's like I've been really enjoying playing games on the go, that I'm trying to make it work for my PS4 as well, so I can play other games. It just sucks that the Nintendo Switch's lineup is very small. I'm not complaining. I do wish there were more, but I don't really care. As long as Breath of the Wild's on it, I'm more than happy. I'm so glad that this was the launch title of the game. It's the best game the Switch will ever have, unless they make a game after Breath of the Wild, as you know, a sequel or a prequel to it. That's just in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people might think Odyssey will come out better, but you know, for me at least, I think, yeah, Breath of the Wild will be the best for a long time to come. But anyways, yes, here we are. We have reached the final one. This is pretty much the memoir of a gifted stonemason. Yes, the stonemason himself has, I guess, left his own stone monument. So what an honor it was to receive a personal request from King Dorephan to craft a historical stone monument. I did not realize how much content he'd give me, though. It certainly exceeded the line limits of a single monument. I suppose I could have just shortened the text, but it felt wrong to tamper with our great king's words. I agree. I'm really glad that it was spread out into many of them. Thankfully, I was able to split them into between 7 monuments. Yes, okay, so we know of the 7 of the king's words, and I have always prided myself on the ability to think outside of the box. I'm so very well adaptable and humble as well. I don't know if that makes you humble if you're saying you're humble. Whatever. If you're really like, I'm not the humble part, but just like, if you're complimenting yourself this much, you don't really seem that humble in my eyes. But alright, anyways, while I was at it, I thought, why not add 2 of my own? And so I created one for King Dorephan and one for Prince Sidon. True, this is out of the scope of my commission, but I believe their triumphs deserves as much. But why stop at that? Why indeed, my achievement surely deserves remembrance too. This is how a commission of 1 became 10. Of course, having increased the number of monuments, I had to find a place for all of them. That proved difficult. Still, it was worth it. So long as I remember to sign these monuments, my name will be remembered forever, as it should be. What's your name? I don't know if did you sign your name? I don't think you did, so no one's gonna remember who you are. But there we go. So yeah, as soon as you read all 10 monuments, you are done. That is that for that side quest. So now we can make our way back to Zora's domain. And actually, while looking for the monuments, we happened to finish 2 other side quests. One being, you know, killing the giant Hinox over in the pond. So, hey, yeah, did you manage to, you know, finish all that Hinox, blah, blah, blah. All right, and we got a silver rupee. So there we go. 1 side quest down that we picked up. Now, to the next one. This one is actually over here. So, hey, what's up? So, Link, it would seem they have checked all of the stone monuments for me. Now then, please tell me what was written on them. Alright, and I guess Link will explain all the story that we went through. And again, we get, oh, a diamond this time. So not 100 rupees, a much better reward. And there you go, that does it for Stone Monuments. Okay, so we picked up 2 other quests from this. One being, okay, not her. Where is, where the little Zora's running? I believe they might still be running here. If they're not, I can easily press start and then press A to find Tumbo, right? Because that's what I'm looking for to give him the frogs. So where are you, Tumbo? Catching frogs. Let's just open up the map. Aha! So he's actually standing by his dad, who also has a quest, but I didn't yet finish his quest. And the only reason why I didn't is because it's not even near the Lanayru province. So sleepy, I should go to bed. Aww. Okay, well, Tumbo, I guess I'll come tomorrow. And same thing with Frank, his dad. He's also going to bed. So we're going to let them go. Don't worry. I know you're upset, but I will find your wife for you. And also come back with those frogs. I already have the frogs, but now it's time to show you guys where to find Frank's wife. And I know I said I wasn't going to teleport. It's mainly to find all the monuments. Now that we've found all the monuments without teleporting, I know I went to the Divine Beast route to reset my my position because I like swam here for no reason, but I'm gonna say that didn't really count. You know, the whole point is for this to be a guide as well, you know, along with the Let's Play, so you guys can follow along my exact path if you need that help. But I'm sure me pinpointing on the map should make it just as easy. Anyways, to Hylia Lake. Alright, so yeah, I do believe Frank even does tell us that, or no. It doesn't matter what Frank said, actually. It's what Tumbo told us. Tumbo said that she went looking for fish and never came back after the monster attacked and all of that, and probably was washed away. I believe also Frank does tell us how she might have ended up in Lake Hylia, and she does end up in Lake Hylia at the end of this, which is cool. How, like, because if you do pay attention, you'll see that Zora's domain actually leads, if you follow the lake, all the way down to first Hylia Lake, I believe. Wait, where is it? Yeah, Hylia River, that is, and then Lake Hylia, not Hylia Lake. So you keep going, and then I guess she went down here and ended up all over in Lake Hylia, and happens to be near the Hylia Island. So yeah, not hard to find at all. Again, like, I feel like even though I am solving this for a second time, all of these side quests that I've done, none of these have given me any trouble whatsoever, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree with me, like a lot of these are pretty straightforward. But yes, his wife should be located. So, whoa, what the heck? That cloud was really weird looking, the way it just, oh no, it's a dragon. Oh, okay, I was gonna say it's freaking Pharaoh. But anyways, let's go ahead and swim around a bit, because as I was saying, yes, his wife is located here in the in Lake Hylia. I'm not entirely sure if it has to be during the day or what, but let's go ahead and try to use this upwards draft. There we go, there she is. Okay, I was trying to make sure which island I could find her on, but yeah, she is on an island, because we're not going to want to swim to her. That would be really difficult. Plus, I don't think you can talk to people while also being in the water. I never tried that, actually. Either way, yeah, she's walking, chilling out. Yeah, it's her. Obviously, May, her name. We've been told her name, so we know this is definitely her. So do you know Frank? Yes, he's my darling, my love. What's wrong? Was something wrong? Yes, he's looking for you. Who am I, darling? I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. I got carried away. How did you get carried away if you have a husband and kids? Okay, I gotta go back home. Here, you can have these. And what she came all the way here for, she's giving them up. Okay, they're all yours now. Now time to go to Zora's domain. See ya. And there you go. And that's actually does it for the side quest. You don't have to do anything more. Like head back to Zora's domain and confront them. That's literally it. So as much as I love seeing this amazing divine dragonfly, we're gonna go ahead and leave and actually teleport to the top of the Divine Beast Ruta, where we'll be doing another side quest that's pretty much around the Lanayru province. Alright, so the Divine Beast Varuta isn't really the area you have to teleport to get to where you want to go, but I feel like it's the closest way. So our goal here is to make our way to the Bank of Wishes. There's actually a side quest awaiting for us there. And this one's actually really fun. I like it. This is where you're going to need your Zora's Armor upgraded. You're not, okay, you don't need it. Don't get me wrong. You don't actually need it, but it will prove to be a little helpful if you do have it upgraded. So yeah, I guess I kind of advise for it to be upgraded if you want to have the side quest go very easy, but you don't really have to swim to do this side quest. Anyways, as I was saying, our goal is to literally make our way to the Bank of Wishes, and it looks very small, and it is very small, very easy to skip on the map, but it is literally right there. I believe Link is literally on top of it, just a small little thing that's in front of the water where it holds this little guy. Yeah, this little Zora chick just hanging out. So what's up? Carry my thoughts to him. Hey, so, so do you have a wish for the water fairy too? Oh, I suppose not. If you did, you'd have a letter to send. But wait, does that mean you're a servant of the water fairy? No, sure. That can't be possible. Please don't make fun of me just because I'm a cute girl. If you're a traveler, that's lucky for me. Oh wow, if that's the case, I have an important request for you. Once I released it, okay, yeah, so pretty much she's going to release her love letter and she wants to see who picks it up. Can you do that for me and report what kind of person does? Okay. Sure, we're going to go ahead and figure out. So I know. You're probably thinking, why not just go yourself, crazy girl, or lazy girl? I'm right, aren't I? The thing is, I promised my mother I wouldn't venture out too far, so I'm begging you. All right, whatever, we'll do it. Thank you. Let's go ahead and press A, whatever. And it will break easily if, yeah, enemies do come in contact with it, or if you hit it yourself, or if it, like, hits anything that could cause impact. So this is where you need to make sure that, yes, it goes by well. So special delivery we have coming. Pretty cool side quest because we got to follow this. And yes, your goal is to not lose it. Now, there are many ways to, choose to do this. You could do this, which is, kind of like create platforms for you and slowly follow it as you make sure no enemy, nothing stops it in its tracks, or you can kind of swim alongside it, and then every time you get a chance, just blow up whatever is needed. So there we go. I've opened up that pathway, and now we'll run alongside it, continuously heading where, the river is taking it. And yeah, obviously the river is just going to take it down the stream until we reach the very end. So that's pretty much our goal. And yes, even these waterfalls, we have to sit and follow it. I suggest not walking too far away, because it could maybe despawn. And it does go very slowly, as you can see, but, we'll be good. Overall, yeah, I think this quest is pretty cool, because, I mean, it requires a lot of patience, sure, but just, I don't know, there's none else like it within the game, so I enjoy them. And it's weird, because, like, the game has a lot of very unique quests, and I'm not saying to overdo it and keep having the same quest, but Nintendo could have really, like, just, I don't know, made some similar or something beyond that to where not every, I don't know, I just feel like at least a quarter of this game's quests are literally tutorials, like 100% tutorials. Then another quarter, so you could just say half of the game's quests are just overall very easy. The other half are, some are like this, some require like fighting off certain enemies in certain areas. Quests you'd expect in an open world game. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of them that aren't really in that category, and personally, I'm not a fan of, like having a quest where it's sort of like, can you bake me an apple, or, give me a piece of flint, or, I mean, I'm trying to think, didn't we already do one like this? Yeah, the hot, footed frogs, that as well, another very basic quest. Like, I don't know. Some people might look at it differently than I do. Like, at least I did something. I looked for the frogs, but come on, they're not difficult, especially when it's a game that requires you to look for items. Why have the side quest be, can you give me an item that you're probably already going to pick up more than once, So they don't really feel like side quests at all. But, okay, let's go ahead and see. So I believe what I need to do here is create a certain platform so that this doesn't make its way in. So please tell me it's just gonna clip onto the side, or I can pick it up actually. Let me just do that. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Wait, actually no, let it go there. Please don't. Okay, bam. Let's see, is it still right here? Yeah, it's still right here. Okay, we're gonna leave the special delivery there as I kind of walk by and make sure there's no one going to ruin this for me, because yeah, the Octoroks will probably break it, so I don't want that to happen. Gonna pick it up now, and then woo! And I do believe if it literally hit the ground, it would have broke. Thing is, I've only done this side quest once, and it hasn't broken on me, so I'm assuming it's not that hard. But at the same time, I don't really know, because you know, one small slip up could make it really tedious if you keep messing up like that. But hopefully, we won't have that happen. And I do believe we're gonna have to go through the Lanayru wetlands, which is full of camps, which is gonna make it a little annoying, but. I don't know. Like I said, regardless, these annoying quests are the best. The more there is to a quest, the better. Okay, wait. I hear something. Where's the enemy? Oh, jeez. Oh, no. No. Okay. Perfect. Phew. I don't know. The Zolfos, you know, they're actually very mobile in the water. I'm sure they could have done something really bad if I let them, you know, stay alive. So there we go. Let's go ahead and snipe this one out. We're looking good. Alright, just let this fall. I'm gonna go ahead and follow it along. I don't know why I find this cool. Like, I don't know why I find this should not be enjoyable, right? But it is. It's just like, you know, you gotta be careful. I think literally it's just like, it's a breath of fresh air. It's something I haven't done in this game yet. So, I just really do enjoy it. But no! Our great eagle bow is about to break. We're going to have to most likely get a new one. But we've been getting so many diamonds from side quests. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal. I can live without it. For at least, you know, until I have to renew it. But, okay, please don't hit this. Okay, sweet. Let's go ahead and quickly swim across the bridge itself. Yeah, the bridge. Should be no. Wow, nobody. Okay, this is actually a lot more like barren than I thought. I don't know why I thought this quest was gonna be filled with enemies and I was gonna be like on edge trying to avoid them all. But no, we're doing fine, more than fine. But hopefully that doesn't jinx it. It is raining though, so climbing is gonna be a little annoying, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's just go ahead and wait it out even more as what's it called? Yeah, this thing slowly makes its way. And hey, look, another frog. Should I pick it up? Nah, it doesn't really matter. I don't know which kind of frog that is. That's definitely not a hot-footed one because it's not green. Obviously, it's probably the one that gives you more stamina, right? Which I believe the hot-footed frog is the one that gives you freaking movement speed. Which is something I don't believe I've ever really needed to make. I'm not really a fan of the hasty buff. It's not that it's bad, it actually makes you move really quickly, especially if you can make a good one that gives you ×3 speed, like as fast as you can possibly go. But I don't know, I just like using like either the chic outfit when upgraded or the Dark Link mask at night to run fast. You know, a potion obviously would be much better because you could do it at any time in the day and you don't have to wear a specific outfit, but then the specialty of those abilities become, you know, kind of obsolete, and then it's like, well, then there's no point for them, right? Then again, there's no point for anyone if you're really good at cooking. All of the outfits can become useless if you know how to make meals that will give you good cool, warm resistance, and obviously all of the other stats, I guess, even like mighty, food, and that I guess replaces the barbarian outfit. Same goes for like if you make, not even actually, because even if you make like shock resistant and stuff like that, it will never be as good as an upgraded rubber outfit or the Thunder Helm. So I guess you can't, food won't, you know, outdo every type of outfit bonus, but it can outdo most of them. Actually, no, never mind. If you upgrade all of your stuff at the Great Fairy, they all give you unique stuff. My point is, outfits that aren't upgraded, you can easily replicate them with food. That's what I'm trying to get at, like the stats the outfits give you. Because I did just remember that. No. That also the, like, there's a lot of different outfits with a lot of different buffs. So yeah, I really hope the ones in the DLC have new like stats to them, I feel like they might not, but I really hope they do. It would suck if like the Tingle outfit, I mean, what would the Tingle outfit give you? It better give you something. It better give you, it would be cool if they give you like increased gliding speed. So not like the climbing one where it gives you, you know, more stamina and faster climbing, but like just entirely better and quicker, like just gliding, specifically gliding. I think that'd be really sick. But all right, so this is where there is an issue, because as you can see, yeah, so what I need to do, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and see if I can actually manage to climb a box or something. Come on, oh man. All right, it's fine. We can easily fix this. It may look like I can't because I'm gonna have to blow up the boxes, but that could also blow up the ladder, right? Right, but if I do this and then just kind of lift up the boxes, then we'll be good, right? So let's go ahead and just do, wait. Or not, no, because you can't lift underneath. Okay, I got a better idea. This is gonna be really risky, but it could also work. It worked, oh my god. I was so terrified. I thought the explosion hit it, but it didn't. All right, we're doing fine. So yeah, I wanted to like the outer part of the explosion, like not the center of the explosion to hit the box, just the side of it, so that way only the box explodes without anything else like these barrels and stuff, because if they did, then yeah, that would have been horrible. But all right, our Savage Lionel bow broke as well. Let's see, I guess we are almost done with this because we're almost at the very end, as you can see. Yeah, what the heck, what hit me? That was really weird. How did I hit what was far away and that? Whatever, okay. I do believe that's it. No more enemies? Are we actually done in terms of like having to guide this and be really careful? Looks like we are. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let this delivery slowly make its way all the way down, and yeah, I don't want to keep my eyes off of it though, so I'll just continue staring at it. But a lot of just waiting in the water, though. If I do swim with it, I'll be fine. You know, like I said, this bonus stamina, as you can see, one thing, it's depleting very slowly, and I'm swimming much faster like this, and then if I even press the dash button, even way quicker. So it's just so freaking nice. But yes, the stream of water is actually leading over here, and there is a camp that's at the very end of it. And yes, that is where this special delivery essentially is getting to, but we'll see who will pick it up once it does reach. So as you can see, still moving. Just this quest, wow, I did not know how long it really is, but it's like the one quest that requires a lot of like just dealing with the water itself. Even though you're not in the water, you have to be patient with the water and the stream itself. And speaking of water, I really hope the next Zelda game utilizes, like, if they make Hyrule in Hyrule again, the same Hyrule, but maybe like in the past, to where everything isn't post-apocalyptic, it's pre the apocalypse, you know. So if it like everything's intact, there are no ruins, any of that, and there's like underwater diving and underwater temples and underwater caves and caves in general, because there are no actual caves in this game, that would add a lot more depth. Not only will there be so much in the overworld, there'd be in the underworld and in caves and stuff like that. I feel like that would be a great way to add more stuff to Hyrule in like the next installment, if Nintendo were to keep the same map. Because I feel like, you know, they've already built this map. It'd be really dumb to like just start fresh or make something new in the next Zelda game. I want to explore this map even more. It's just I would like to explore it in a different time, maybe 5,000 years before all of this happened. And yes, once it arrives, the screen literally fades black. It's really weird because we don't see cutscenes like this a lot. It's not really a cutscene, but I mean, yes, like the scene fades so we can see the guy end up picking it up. So sorry for the random question, but have you ever been to Zora's Domain? Yes, I see. Is it from far here? Okay, it's pretty far actually. Zora's Domain, the pathway, especially like the first time we took it in the beginning of the game, it felt insane. And we've been all over it in this video, and I can say it's pretty big, but forgot to introduce myself. Yeah, so this guy's a traveling merchant, but a love letter. has caught his eye, and now he's been writing to a Zora, and that's the Zora who told us to find who it was. So yes, we were following this letter as she asked, and now it is time for them to meet. So it's time to take my chance to meet her. All right, well, to Zora's domain he goes. And that's pretty much all we needed to do. We had to find it, or follow the special letter until he obtained it, and now we can make our way all the way back to Zora's domain, and, yeah, do it. So, I guess let's go ahead and do just that. I'm going to go ahead and teleport to Zora's domain, pick up my prize, and also give Tumbo the frogs. I forgot about that. Sure, he wants his frogs, and we'll end off both those quests. Alright, so, by doing this, we will have completed every single quest within Zora's domain. So let's go ahead and finish him up. First off, let's speak to Tumbo. So what is it? Oh, hey, mister. Got you the frogs. Really? What? Or what? Really? Whatever. So I'm going to count on 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. 5, and there we go. Not a good reward, but we finished the side quest. All right, frog catching. Done. Next one, and if you want to figure out where the guy is, or the Zora girl, or whatever for the special delivery, just press it, and there you go. Now we know where to go in Zora's domain to find the couple that, you know, they were speaking to each other through love letters and whatnot, and now it's time to see them reunited, or united for the first time. Alright, so there we go, and as you can see, yeah, so, oh, it's you, so, hey, this is the guy, yeah, so as you can see, yeah, these guys, they're in love, and it may seem a little weird. I mean, yeah, this guy looks like an adult, or at least Link's age or something, and then we have this little Zora girl, but obviously, and they're soulmates, whatever it may be, yeah, obviously this Zora is probably the same guy, the same age as this guy. It's just Zora's aged so much slower. I mean, they age to be over 100 years old, and their bodies just slowly grow compared to, I guess, Hylian's, which has been mentioned several times in the game, and I guess this cutscene in particular really shows that. So, you know, it may seem weird, like, oh, these guys are lovers, the age gap may seem a little weird, but there's probably no age gap. It's just they physically look like they're different ages, but because they're different species, that's already weird, right? But no, I guess, you know, you can find love anywhere, but at the same time, not really, right? If there were in our universe, I guess you could say, and I will do my best, darling. Wait, she wants him to work out, I believe she was saying. Satori Mountain, you're so dreamy, tell me more stories about your adventure. Okay, but yeah, I guess it wouldn't be weird if, I don't know, it'd still be kind of weird if, like, humanoid alien-like things existed in our world. Like, I don't really know if I'd, like, be into that per se. It's not like they exist though, so I can't really put my mind around like something like that. But yes, overall, like, you know, being into a Zora may seem a little weird, but, you know, again, what am I saying? Look at Sidon, he's so dreamy. I mean, come on, I'm kidding. No, honestly though, you know, Sidon's pretty freaking cool looking. I can't deny it. He actually looks freaking badass if you ask me, but that's aside the point. In my opinion, I'd say Naboris is definitely the bae of this game. She's definitely my favorite in terms of, like, out of all of the characters. Then Sidon. Sidon is a close second, you know. He's definitely pretty good looking. But okay, I don't know where I'm going on with this and why I'm going on this tangent. Regardless, guys, we have done it. We have done every side quest in The Legend of Zelda. Let me eat these apples, so it's annoying me. In The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Wait, what? I'm missing a side quest? No, wait a second, what? How are we missing one? Okay. Wait, guys, this must be the most difficult side quest we could ever do. I mean, we've done every side quest. Yeah, I'm missing one. What is this final side quest I saved? What is the last side quest in the game that we're gonna be doing? Well, I actually know where it is, and that is at the outskirts stable. Get ready for the toughest side quest in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I dropped my controller because how tough it is. It's tough. Alright, so time to get serious, because It's time to do the final side quest, guys. You know, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. After this, don't worry, we still have the Korok Seeds, but man, have we worked so hard for this. We've done all the divine beasts, we've done all of the shrines, and now we've done all of the side quests. Another check on our list. Well, not all of them yet. We still have this last one that's gonna amount for every side quest we've ever done. Seriously. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to make your way to Outskirt Stable for this final side quest. If you've been following along, obviously you haven't done this side quest. And get ready. I'm not looking forward to this. Alright, so, as you can see, yeah, this guy has a mission. Let's speak to him. Hey, welcome. You sound tired. It is that obvious? Yeah, okay, so I'm into horses, so I got a job with the Stable Association, which is great and all, but they dispatched me here in the middle of nowhere where I can handle, but they have me working around the clock. I feel so hazy all the time. Sounds rough. If only I could eat some meat for energy, but the stable's meals are vegetarian for the most part. Okay, that sucks for you. What would I do for some fresh-cut, raw, gourmet meat? The final quest is to give the dude raw meat. Yeah. So let's do this super tough quest. All right, hey man. Hey, welcome. Is that aroma? Oh look, yeah, we've done it. This is it. This is it. This was the quest. We're done. I did it. Final quest, guys. I'm only celebrating like this because the final quest is the absolute, like, dumbest quest of all time. Yes, I'm joking, guys. I totally forgot about that quest. My plan was to have the special delivery quest for, like, the final quest within this LP. But since this freaking quest was so easy, it completely slipped my mind until now. And then I realized all I gotta do is give a guy some gourmet meat, and then I'm done with every single quest. And we did it. So, yeah. This is what I meant when I said I feel like half of the game's quests are a little too easy. Like, more than half of the quests we did in this episode were fun. They actually took us a while. But then you have quests like this where it's like, can you give me meat? And it sucks because it counts into the 76 quests. So you may look at 76 quests in this game, but in reality you only have, let's say, 50, not even 40 quests that really requires something for you to do. But I'm not necessarily complaining. I'm just making fun of the fact that this was our final quest. That all we needed to do was give a piece of meat. Yeah, there's really nothing more to it. But there we go. So that literally does it for Breath of the Wild side quest. We have a total of, let's see how many Koroks. Actually, we have to check the loading screen to see how much we have. But we have a total of, let's say, 70 some Korok Seeds. Once we collect them, we are done with everything in this game in terms of 100%ing, except one more thing, which involves killing every single overworld monster, and getting rewards from Kilton. That's also going to be on our to-do list. So, pretty much what I want you guys to do now, since we have finished every side quest, is to let me know in the comments if you guys want me to focus on defeating every single monster within Hyrule. Maybe make episodes of every Hinox, every Lionel, everyone, and then collect all the tokens for them. Actually, I don't think you get one for Lionels, but like every overworld boss. And then I will probably also do a the Koroks after. Or if you want me to start on doing the Koroks first, either way, let me know. It's starting to rain, but overall, we're done with Breath of the Wild in terms of like story-based, side quest-based content. There's really not much else. There's no more new content as we're going to be getting. It's from here on out, Korok Seeds. That's all that we have left. Yeah, it sucks, but we still have DLC to come, so I'm excited for it. And I'm still excited to do the Korok Seeds. It's my favorite game of all time. I never want it to end. I want to keep playing this game for you guys, so I can't wait for more content. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been ZeldaMaster, and next time, in Breath of the Wild, well, we'll be doing something. Nothing too crazy, but something. Alright, I'll see you all then. Bye!